You Africans, please listen to me as Africans, and you non-Africans.
It's like,
And maybe seltzer water, maybe to make it bubbly. I guess.
What else can it be?
All right. So, as you all know, the Nigerian elections got postponed
Till next week.
Is it next week?
Next week.
Next week, Saturday. Yeah.
Elections and the other elections.
The governor elections
got postponed.
is
It's also
until
by a
March,
week.
which to me is wild. The night before,
That's terrible.
I don't
On what
understand
grounds?
it.
What did they say was
and
the
that's
reason?
and that's why I have Dr. Jimoh calling.
Do you want to
today.
give all his accolades again this time?
Oh,
No.
For all we know, you might have added more. You might have learnt how to bowl. You know.
Yo, how far? How you guys
Long
doing?
what's
time,
good, man?
How
How's
are
the
you?
family?
Courageous. The Lady of Laurel and Black James Bond.
Hey, you got it. This is why I like this guy. This is why I like this guy.
Please, can you get a new name for me? I don't like the Lady of Laurel.
No,
It
it's our
sounds-
stuff.
Gotta come up.
That's it. That's it.
No. Come up
You
with
had the
something
opportunity, man. You know, the Corey went to like 40 before he
else. No,
landed.
he's always called the Lady of Laurel. We'll
No,
find
for
something
himself.
else.
Say what? Play it again, Corey.
What is that?
Let me just say, Corey, you need to give them your other alias.
No.
Magic School
Magic
Bus.
School Bus.
Please explain
Can we
this
explain
Larry,
that one?
Larry, let's not go down that route, please. Let's not go down that route.
Magic School
Let's not
Bus.
go down that route.
I wonder what that could mean, but
Let's not
I'll
go
let
down
him
that
confess
route.
later. Anyways, how you guys doing?
Why are you playing cricket?
what are you doing?
This guy just, first of all, Corey just discovered a soundboard today. So he's been
won't
playing
let
with
us hear
it.
a
So
word
if you hear
anymore.
random noises, it's Corey, man.
Yo, so Larry, so what's going on, man? Please explain to us. Help us break this thing down. Because I'm confused as fuck.
I don't know if
Initially,
you
they
guys
came
know.
out, they said no, it was a rumor, and then eventually they
Yeah, I saw the
confirmed it.
press conference, man.
Yeah, 2:45
2 a.m., man. Yeah, because it was late here at that
That's
point.
terrible.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's
basically, the
sleeping.
morning of.
Yes.
And what that does, it taints the results of the elections, because then everyone's going to be like, well, why
It
did
was
they delay
rigged,
it?
right?
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
let me correct that. I actually think it's a blessing in disguise, and I'll tell you why. In 2015, the same thing happened. You may not remember. It wasn't.
It did,
postponed
because
until-
Buhari
like
was
2 days
upset
before.
at that. He was stating how there was a war in Afghanistan and Pakistan, but they still did the election.
No.
Is it that one?
Buhari wasn't even in power then.
No, it was when he was
Jonathan.
running now. It was when he was running now.
It
Yeah,
he-
postponed to,
it
like,
was because
April,
of
didn't
Boko
it?
Haram.
Yeah, he had. There's a video of him saying that Pakistan and some other countries they had election during war, but we are postponing it. And it was like, what is Boko Haram? Like, as in, like, why? Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody, the opposition will cry foul. But I think that in this case, from what I've read and what I've heard, is that the ruling party, APC, had a plan to do a staggered election, similar to what happened in Osun State. If you remember, after the first round, they decided that there were about 6 wards that had questionable results, and they had to rerun in those 6 wards. If you guys remember what happened in
Yeah,
Osun
the
State.
governorship
And-
election.
And so going into that election, the PDP candidate was actually leading by a couple of hundred votes.
Until they redid it.
So the APC figured out how to sort of make up those numbers and
Wow.
win eventually by having a second go at it in those 5 wards. So from what I'm hearing, the plan by the APC was to do about 26 states first, and then render the results of 10 more states inconclusive or whatever, so they could come back, and if there was any shortage, they could make it up.
in those 10 states.
And in those 10 states, and apparently the U.S. government prevailed on them that would not be acceptable, and that they have to do everything on the same day.
Oh wow.
So INEC was basically forced to move it and do everything on the same day when everything is ready.
Okay.
So I think Nigerians should be a little bit happy
That
That-
Atiku is going to be our president.
that we're good. That we're going to.
Okay.
But you
So-
know,
so basically-
I
so-
think it's becoming clear that the U.S. is supporting Atiku.
Yes. I mean, they let the guy go to their country.
So you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it was really more of a logistical thing where they didn't feel they were fully prepared, and that's
Yeah, that's
why
what they
were-
said in there.
Okay.
And so they say.
I think,
And is that
I
acceptable?
think
Is that
they could
acceptable?
have been more prepared. I think there was a script they were following,
Okay.
and the script was, don't do it well in 10 states so that we can repeat those 10 states.
Until the US intervened.
And the US is like, nah, don't do that. It's not going to fly.
So I guess.
So,
I mean.
So that's why
so
Buhari
I guess
is fuming.
I guess it's better. It's better for us to get it right, right? So
What-
I mean,
what is it? Are we still going to get it right though?
Right, I was gonna say.
I think people are, when this happens, and just like it happened last time in 2011, people were actually pissed off.
Yeah.
Because think about it. This would be the only weekend in Lagos that there's no O1 there.
yes.
Yeah, and now the ones that have been done next week.
No, there
they
are
have to
already
push
people
it,
complaining. They're pissed.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, there are people who
pissed.
have postponed their weddings,
Yeah.
postponed their funerals or whatever,
That's terrible.
and they've tried to accommodate the election, and now they have to do that a second time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they will come out in anger to vote against the incumbent.
I think so.
So this
I think
will
Atiku is
backfire
going to
on
win.
Buhari.
Oh.
So
damn,
let me
I
ask
didn't
you a
even think
question.
of it that
Buhari is
way.
not happy. He's
Of
not
course,
happy.
he's not,
happy.
because his plan was
not
not
happy,
to have it postponed.
So-
He would have preferred they did the 26 states
So
and then do the 10 states
let me,
later.
yeah. So and I'm guessing those 10 states will be probably southern states.
I don't
Or
have those
south-
details.
Southwest.
As far as I know, they wanted to sort of stagger it.
But now let's ask you this. So let's just say 1 week from today, they do the elections, Sunday, whatever. We announce Atiku's president. How do you feel?
I don't know how
If
I
you notice
feel.
on my Twitter, I've not really gone out to endorse anybody.
How do you
But
feel?
I think I'm indifferent. Whoever wins, wins. And this is why I say that it's tough, because Buhari, the problem with Buhari is that he's not in charge of his own government.
No,
Has he ever been in charge of his own
he's not in
government?
charge.
He's not. We
Tinubu
have a
and the
Buhari that
rest.
has expired. If we had the Buhari that we could have gotten in 2007, even 2011, Seth, was a different Buhari. You have a senile, sick old man who is not fully in charge of his government. And so my fear is that even if he wins the second term, the real rulers of the country will come out. People like Abba Kyari, people like Mamandora, people who are actually in the kitchen cabal, and they are all sort of these northern Kaduna, Katsina mafia people. They'll take over. They'll render Osibajo useless.
What of
They'll
Tinubu?
render Tinubu useless.
I
They
see.
would really, really take over and do whatever they want to do.
Wow.
And my problem with Buhari is that, there are people. I mean, he's done good in terms of infrastructural development, right? Like Lagos Ibadan Expressway is
They
being
finally
built.
finished it.
Finally.
They're almost done.
That thing has
They're almost
been
done
going on
with
for
that.
at least 20 years.
They're doing the rail line too, which is really impressive, right? They are doing the Lagos Ibadan rail lines, going through Abeokuta and all of that, and then it's going to be amazing when that's done. They are doing the second Naija bridge. They're doing a lot of infrastructural development, which is great. But when it comes to corruption, which was why we
Voted in.
voted him in, it's been a very shoddy job by
see.
the EFCC.
And
They go after people who are political opponents, people who
Do you
switch
think? Do
their
you think that
party
would
somehow.
change? So, if
Yeah.
Atiku came in, do you think they will stop on all these infrastructures? Do you think EFCC would be worse or better? Like,
I think
the economy would short-term
here's
get
my thing,
better.
right? Here's my thing. I'll be honest. I don't know about Buhari, and I can't tell people to go vote for Buhari, but I definitely don't trust Atiku.
I don't.
I feel like everything comes crashing down the minute someone goes back in there and starts to reverse all the steps we've made against corruption. Yes, I get it that we haven't done enough, but there have been steps made. And here's my thing
True.
with Buhari. The reason why I felt like he couldn't go above and beyond to prosecute these people like Diazani, she's still out there
Still, yeah.
in the wind, is because
Dasuki is
I feel
still
like
there.
it's because he's still in his first term, and maybe he doesn't want to rock the boat too much.
Yeah, but
And my hope is that if he got a second term,
But now you're hearing that the real people will come out, not him,
Then he does I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm still hoping that he still has some sense.
and he's
in there.
weak now.
I'm still hoping that he has some sense in there, and if he gets into his second term, then we'll actually get to see him really,
His
really go
real
hard.
power.
for
I
these
will
people.
like him.
That's my own prayer.
I will
but I
like
don't know
him.
if
I
that's
will
gonna
like
happen.
the reason I will like him to win second term is because I know that this is the end. We will not hear about Atiku running for presidency again, because this election has cost Atiku so much money. That guy's not going to do it again, and I don't think
So
Nigeria.
you just don't want that.
I don't
to be
want
president.
Atiku. I don't. You see,
Fair
the thing I don't like
I feel
about
like it
it.
reverses everything.
That's the thing I don't like
And we're
about
back to the
Atiku being
same
president
issues
is
we
this.
had.
You know the what do you say? The devil you know is better
Better
than the
ones
friend you don't know.
Right.
The
So-
guy, they don't know him.
For Obasanjo to be
So-
saying,
Exactly.
This guy,
This guy, do you understand? This is
Come
the person, and then there's
on.
proof
So-
of these things.
You
Yeah, go
fear
on,
that
go
guy,
on, Larry.
man. Go on.
So you guys have a good point, right? The devil you don't know.
I mean, the devil you
but
know.
one thing
Yeah.
in Atiku's defense is that Nigeria's economy will roar.
That's what I think. That's why I said I think the economy will roar in the beginning,
And
though.
for me,
But once he leaves,
to
we're
be
going to find
honest,
out the same thing.
that is actually more important than fighting corruption right now,
I-
in my mind.
It
Our
will be like
economy
how
is
it
in
was.
shit.
I think
But dude,
corruption
the
is the
riches that are
number
going to
one priority.
happen, man, like people are going to be collecting 50, 60, 70 billion dollars overnight.
Wow.
That's what's going to happen in this process.
Well, that is why we need a strong legislature
That's what's going to happen.
and judiciary system to keep the executive in check. I mean, definitely Atiku has his tendencies, but again, the difference in Atiku is this: he's listening to people, and he is composing teams that are ethnically diverse and meritocratic. So I know some of my friends who are part of his campaign team. And when I talk to them, they feel that, look, Atiku is a detribalized Nigerian, which is true. He has kids who are Yoruba, he has kids who are Igbo, he has kids who are, like, he's married every freaking race, every freaking ethnic group, essentially. Right? No, wait. One, two, a lot of the economic growth we saw during Obasanjo's time, Atiku was actually in charge of them. Whether that is telecommunications, bringing in, privatizing some of the
Bringing in
government
generators.
industries. He was key to those things.
But did you hear the
So-
bringing in generators part?
Well,
Because how can he be part of people bringing in generators and you want to expect NEPA to be bringing
Infrastructure.
lights?
Right.
Do you understand?
I know, but you have to also understand that he's an older man now, and he has made all the money he could ever need in
Let's
his
hope
life.
so.
To be
I
honest.
just,
so
I,
don't
I
see
just
him
don't,
going to
I
steal
just don't
money.
see the message we're
Wait
sending.
Wait a second.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to steal money. I think the man has, just like Buhari, basically tried to be president like 4 times. This will be Atiku's.
That's why I said if he
fourth time
misses
running
this one,
president.
we're not going to hear from him again. We're going.
And so again, you can argue the same thing that, if Buhari had lost that time, we'll never hear from
Yes.
Buhari again.
Yes.
But I think that Nigeria's economy is in a critical status right now. It's in the ICU. And we need to revive our economy. If a few people get rich as we do that, then that will be par for what's happened in India or China. But we need to grow the pie. And Buhari has not, in terms of economy, he has not impressed us. His policies have been retrogressive. He has not, and
So do
he's
you
not.
think Atiku will fight
thrown-
corruption outside of his few people?
I
Because
mean,
that was where
So Larry,
PDP failed. I mean, what's his name? Good luck failed.
I mean, Larry, you are the same one that used to tell us about how this Atiku guy has such a huge treasure chest.
He
How
does.
did he get that treasure
He
chest?
does. Did you not hear someone is involved in bringing
listen.
generators into Nigeria?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
said-
You know what I'm saying? So
said
it's almost
I
like
said-
what message are we sending if we're putting that person right
Okay.
back in office? What message are we sending? The message we're sending is
Okay.
that, you know what? It's open season. It's open season.
Everybody for themselves.
We're back to the
So-
same old siphoning.
I know where Larry is coming from. It's coming
did
from economy.
MK get his money? You tell me.
I mean, it's similar ways. A lot of
Okay,
cronyism.
exactly. It's a lot of government money that this man got and became rich.
Yeah.
Now,
Economy
the
will-
same thing with
will
MKO.
grow.
When it was time for him to run for president, he basically was willing to spend all that money back. And he did. And that's what Atiku has done. He's left no stone untouched. And that's how he won the PDP candidature. And I think at this point in his life, he's a grandfather. He's not trying to stash riches. He's trying to show that
Yeah, but it's not even him I'm worried about. Now. The
Establish a
people that are
legacy.
under him, when they want to stash their own riches.
Now that's the difference between him and Buhari. You see, that's why I talked about the team. Buhari's team is not ethnically diverse.
Yeah, it's all
And it's not
northerners, man.
meritocratic.
There's a lot of northerners.
There are so
80%.
many people who have been terrible,
Yeah.
and they've been found to be greedy or corrupt. And all they have to do is go to Aso Rock, go to the president, speak in Hausa or whatever,
Yeah,
and they get off scot-free. Look at Babachir Lawal, the former SGF. He stole money that was meant for the internally displaced persons and all of that stuff. The man is still lounging right now.
Yep.
He's not in jail, nothing.
Yep.
For me, when you have sacred cows and you are saying you're fighting
Buhari
against
can't touch
corruption,
his
Yeah,
people.
that's
that's
definitely
where
a
he made it.
problem.
Buhari
That's
has
definitely a
people
problem.
that he
He can't pick
favors.
and
It doesn't
choose.
matter what they
He
do.
can't
Look
pick
at that
and choose.
Ganduje guy
Yep.
collecting dollars on
And
camera.
Buhari still.
He still went
still,
to Kano and he still raised the guy's hands. So you can't tell me you're fighting corruption
The choice.
if you have all these people that you are,
No,
you are saying, oh,
you see,
This is why I hate the
I-
choice
okay.
of the
I
lesser
do
of two
believe. I do
evils so
believe.
bad. I hate
and
that
that's why I
choice.
said I do believe Atiku will help the economy, in terms of it's going to have a more qualified team and a more diverse team.
exactly.
And they will
Exactly.
help. Like I keep making examples with the Minister of Technology and Minister of Sports. These are the two most stupid ministers I've seen handle. Like,
Imagine.
do you understand? Like the people, like
Imagine.
no, the people he put there, they're very useless. Like I'll say to
And
their
so-
face, they're very useless. And Buhari literally thought that was a good idea, and that's where he's. But Atiku will put.
Better.
Even Obasanjo had qualified people. His
And
minister
what
cabinet-
you also have to see is that the team
the team,
that
yeah.
Obasanjo had, a lot of those people were Atiku's people back then. Whether it's
They were
Ekwesili, who has then since become an Atiku supporter, all those people that came as ministers, Panikaya, they were all. A lot of them were Atiku loyalists and came together to form a solid team with Obasanjo. And so I think that now that Obasanjo and Atiku are back on the same page, we can recreate that kind of all-star ministerial
Yes,
list
we will get it again. But the problem is
and push the country forward.
problem is the shadiness that goes on outside of that ministerial list and outside of that stuff. That's where I have a problem with. We would be growing forward, but somehow in the back, still suffering. Something's being taken out and in the day to stop. It's like the
won't
car
know
looks
about it
good. We won't know until they
too
leave.
late. Yeah,
Which is what happened with Jonathan until they left.
Yeah.
that's terrible.
So,
all good.
anyways, that's the election. I wanted to talk about Ogun State real quick because Ogun State is actually very interesting. I don't know who's from Ogun State here. I know Corey and Yeti are from my state.
No, I'm from
Yep.
Ondo
Which
States.
state are you from, my brother?
Ondo States, man. Black
James
is
Bond.
blonde,
Where are you from?
Erushu.
Ondo States, yeah. Sure, that's not
Ondo State. Okay. So Ogun State is actually a very interesting situation. This past week, when the president went there for a rally,
Yeah.
some supporters of the governor were stoning Oshiomhole
I'm calling him Ole.
and
Are you
calling
serious?
him
Yeah, call him
Ole.
Ole.
Yeah. So
I didn't hear about that.
So first of all,
Damn.
there's a young lady in Ogun State, Risala Abiola, MKO's daughter, who left the APC. Okay, she was formerly aide to the speaker Yakubu Dogar, and she wanted to run for House of Rep. Right? I'm also the governor, the APC governor of Ogun State, the same state MKO came from. Denied her the ticket.
Okay.
Denied MKO's daughter the ticket.
I mean,
The girl left. She left APC, went to a different party, and got the ticket. Now, his own governor candidate that he wanted to succeed him, Akelade, was defeated by Dapo Abiodun. So his own chosen successor was defeated. So he went and created another party, APM, for his own candidate.
oh, wow.
Ronaldo.
This
So
Samosu
he
guy.
is supporting another candidate against his own party's
Yeah,
candidate,
that's
and he
wild.
stayed in the APC.
Wait,
That's
what?
wild. That's wild.
I
should
know.
be able to
I
do
know. It
that.
gets more interesting.
Nigerian
It gets more
politics
interesting.
is so wild.
Hold on,
It gets more
let me finish.
interesting. Hold on. So he then took his own candidate of the APM to Aso Rock for Buhari to meet him, and they did a photo op, and Buhari held the guy's hand up.
Was it not the one where he held the wrong guy's hand?
No. This is
Okay.
in Aso Rock.
Because there's one where Buhari held the wrong
Against your
person.
own party.
Oh, but Buhari did not know the guy
Yes.
is not in APC.
Buhari knows the guy's not APC. The guy knows the guy's APM.
So-
But Buhari's loyalty, these are some of the things
Oh,
I'm
he's
saying
loyal
about Buhari, sort of.
to his
His loyalty to
Amosun.
Amosun is
Amosun,
deep.
yeah.
So it
Very
doesn't
deep.
matter. Wow.
There was a video
So-
of Buhari holding somebody the wrong person's hand up in a rally.
Yes,
They had to
that's more
remove
recent.
No,
And
so
then-
that was one that he said the new
They
presidential
did, yeah, they had
candidate.
to say, yo, no, it's not this
It's
guy.
the wrong person.
Yeah, but go on, wrap up, let's go.
Anyway, so basically, they now took the APC candidate, Dapo Abiodun, who is, disclosure, I know him personally, and he actually he went to the Aso Rock as well, and the president still had his own hand up. So when it was time for the president to come to APC, they
Wait,
now
what?
get he should speak. He now said, vote for me for the presidential, and then for the governorship,
Oh my
vote
God.
your choice.
Wait, what?
Wow.
The president said that at a rally.
Come on, man.
Because he
not
couldn't go
Nigeria,
against
man.
Amosun.
That's
man.
not leadership, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not. You
not-
gotta
yeah,
make.
exactly.
You gotta pick one. That's
Exactly.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
One thing I
Look,
do,
know-
one thing I do know is that you can't do that with Atiku.
I know Buhari
You can't
has
do that with
issues.
Atiku.
That's
I
one
know
thing I
he-
know
can't do
for
that
sure.
with
You
I
can't
know
do
he
that
has
with Atiku,
issues,
yeah.
but the one thing I give him is he's the only candidate in terms of integrity. I don't know of any other candidate. Now, I'm not saying he has the greatest integrity. I don't know, but as far as compared to the rest, he is up there in terms of his integrity. He's the only
I
one
used
that
to think that
he's
too.
the only one that I know that hasn't been compromised, at least
He's
as
been
far as I
compromised.
know. But we'll see.
If you
But we'll
have
see.
favorites
He has,
and you
yeah,
have sacred
yeah,
cows,
compromise, yeah.
it destroys your
It
integrity.
does.
You see, an integrity is someone that even if my son or my daughter is the guilty party,
I know.
Because
the
see
rule
what
of law
he
must
did
be
with
applied.
Gandu.
That is how you
Is it
know
Gandu
somebody
J?
who has
He
integrity.
couldn't criticize the guy. See what he just did now with Amosun's candidate. He couldn't. The integrity part of him was like, okay, vote for your choice, but
That's
he knew the right thing was to say vote for APC. But was like, I can't
That's
go against
unfortunate,
Amosun, so let me find the middle ground.
yeah.
That's
That's
terrible.
unfortunate. But guys,
Yeah.
we're actually
Yeah.
we're running short on time. Larry, hope you don't mind.
Thank you so much. I always
gotta-
enjoy you.
Oh, let me shout out my candidates real quick before you wrap me up. So
Okay.
Please, if you're listening in Nigeria, vote for Risola Abiola. I think she's going to be a fantastic addition to the House of Reps.
And what party is
Vote
this?
for
APC.
She's under the mother. She's no. She's
the
under the
Banki's party.
I think it's called the African
I thought it was the modern-
Democratic Party.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
No, MDP. That's so she's Action Democratic Party rather.
actually,
Okay.
Banki is another one I want to shout out. He's under the Modern Democratic Party, running as the House of Rep in Lagos.
Yes, we actually talked about him
my
earlier.
boy
too.
Gbadebo Rhodes Viva is running senatorial candidate under the PDP in Lagos. Lagos needs a revival. I am
does.
strongly in the support of the PDP candidate, all PDP candidates in Lagos. I think Lagos needs to get out of the APC shackles. It's ridiculous. Anyways,
all right.
that's all I want to say.
All right,
Thank you guys
Larry.
so much for
Thanks for
what you do.
calling
Thank
in, bro.
you.
Okay.
Take it easy,
All right,
man.
man. Take it easy.
All right.
Bye.